Awesome. That means that we have started. So let's jump in and get things started. Let me do that. Let me see if I can edit the title here. Maybe not. So I'll just let people know to join us live. Boom. Let me make sure our TikTok is running. So we have a bunch of different things running. So again, there's a few things that I'm holding off on the live side. But that way we have everything running. That way people can jump in. If you're a member of GFUN already, you're experiencing any issues, jump on in. If you're again having questions, chaos is filling your life, jump on in. If you're again any of these things, jump on in. We're here to help you. We're here to talk. We're here to support. We're here to do any of these things. Let me just dive into here. Mm, all righty. Let me make sure that this is logged in. Logged in there. So again, we have our YouTube live, which is good. I'm going to make our other live here soon. Again, before I had a tool, and what the tool did is it just pushed everything live. It was really nice. Um, Now this tool has depreciated, but I've been looking for another tool. 881. Login successfully. Okay. Live studio. Here we go. Let me push this live studio over on this specific side, this specific window. Let's see if we can make it. There we go. Lots and lots and lots of live streams happening. So let's make sure that this is here. Add a few sources. I'm going to add camera. And then the camera that I'm going to add is actually going to be our OBS screen capture. That's fine. That's fine. That is fine. Add our source. Here we go. Okay, so we have lots of different lives coming in. That's for landscape mode. Let's go to portal mode. Add our camera. OBS. Make sure that that camera is working right. Here we go. All righty. So we're going to get a thread of people there. That means I want to make sure that we have some images or videos in the back end. I think we have like a moving galaxy. Let's take a look. Add a video. Loop that video. Let's see if we have a galaxy. Okay, I don't see one. So let's see if I can jump on Envato. So I use Envato for most everything. Here, let's go live on this. Boom. There we go. So people can use that. Oh, come on. YouTube's trying to stop me from pushing a link. That's fine. That's totally fine. Cool, cool, cool. Let's just make sure that this one's up and running. All righty. Let's go live on this guy. All right, we should be live on here. So this way we have some chats and communications that are rocking right now. So we have tons of different platforms that we're live on. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to finalize the TikTok one. So now, how does my setup work? So this way, you guys know if you're ever going live and you want multiple different things to happen, how the heck does the setup work? Meaning, how do I transition from like this to like, hey, what's up, right? Like this to like I'm jumping into like a screen share, or I'm jumping into this, or I'm jumping into like logos or whatever it is, like, right? Like, how do I transition into a lot of these different things? And the thing that I use is something called OBS Studio. So it's OBS, OBS. It's an open source. Okay, open source. You could utilize it. I like it. It's pretty cool. And what we're going to be utilizing is we're going to use this tool. We're going to be going live on all of these different platforms. One of the things that I need. So I'm going to go to Envato Elements. Okay. And in Vital Elements, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up really quick. I should be logged in a galaxy. So I'll put maybe like stars loop, something like that, because I'm going to be putting that going live on. That looks good. This is for G funnel. I'm going to be doing this one going live on this specific channel. So this way, people have the experience on TikTok. Now, on TikTok, if you're going live, there are a few ways of structuring it because, um, not that let me just jump into our downloads really quick. Um, you're going to have, because you have your mobile version, right? So the first thing is like your mobile version. So let me just make sure that the loop's playing from the beginning. Yep, add source. Cool. So you're gonna have a like a mobile version. Let me just see if I can make this thing big. Okay, let me bring that up. Okay, so you're gonna have a mobile version of it, and you're gonna have a desktop version. The landscape version is really neat to do, just because when you're doing the landscape, you can make tons and tons of stuff fit within it, right? You can absolutely do that. But I just have this pretty simple setup. So let's go live on this pretty simple setup. So let's do that. Let me pull up some notes for us just in case we run into some notes. Here we go. All righty. All righty. All righty. All righty. That one should be up and running. Um, Yeah, it should be up and running. So let's go live on that one too. So we have that one live and running. We have Facebook live and running. We have YouTube live and running. So in this specific session, what I want to do is I kind of wanted to talk about some of the chaoses that we face as a business, right? Um, we face some crazy chaoses sometimes, right? Um, let's see, sub only chats. I don't want to do sub only chats. This is limited to that. Yeah, I don't need children watching my stuff. Chilling at work. We're going to make sure this is this. Okay. But one of the things that I want to mention is you have that individuals, situations, whatever it is. You have people that come in and try to attack, or situations that come in and try to the attack. There can be so much chaos that's created into your own life. There could be so much like, oh my gosh, this world's going to end type things, right? Like it's basically like the whole world is collapsing on you. And I just wanted to share with you a simple um, quote: this too shall pass. So whatever you are facing right now, um, wherever you're going to put your focus, right? The whole world, the whole universe, whatever your mindset is, the whole thing is going to pass because of the focus is what you have. Whether you're focusing on abundance, whether you're focusing on other things, wherever you put that focus is what's going to be created within your own life. So if your focus is going to be created on business success, right? If it's going to be created on, again, any of those things, wherever that focus is in a sense what's going to be created in front of you. And in this specific session, we're going to be covering quite a few different things. So one of those things, I'll be covering the platform. Right, we designed a platform for those of you who don't know, We designed a platform, and the goal of the platform is to create a one platform, a one stop, a one universe, a one digital, a one. We'll call it the one. We did it so that way you could have a single source of creation. Now, in this session, I'm not going to do sales. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to show you how you can focus and how you can create. That's all I'm going to show you in this specific session, and how you can do it on any landscape. It doesn't have to be like the digital realm. It could be in a relationship. It could be in anything and everything that you could ever do. I know that that's so like broad, but I'm going to get very specific on the processes of how to do it, right? And it becomes very easy once you have it. But let me make sure that this is all running here, here, here. Sub chats only. Set your okay. I think everything it should say go live, go live, go live. Topic. Okay, topic. We'll go into education and we'll go live. We'll go live on there. Okay, so now we have some liveness going on. Okay, um, but I'm going to show you different processes that you can absolutely use to void pass any chaos, to void pass almost anything and everything that you are dealing with. I'm going to show you tools that you can use within our own platform to make these things happen. I'm going to show you kind of everything, the ins and outs. This is how I overcome any goals, any challenges that I might have, any automations that if I'm creating, any softwares, any issue that I ever have. I'm going to show you how the processes that you can use to be able to go through those specific issues as well. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, and how, again, I've put together and organized a dashboard to help me do it. Right. Like, and now again, that it works for me, it also works for other people. So other people use it as well. Right. But I'm going to show you kind of anything and everything. This way you can see from scratch, literally, like how to create, how to solve from scratch. And I know that's the biggest and broadest thing in the world, but we're going to get very narrow on that in this specific session. So, ready to dive in? Let's dive in, and we'll dive into the dashboard first. Awesome. So we're in our dashboard. So this specific dashboard is the software solution that we created. Okay. Let me make sure that it is all within frame. There we go. I'm adjusting the size just a little bit so this way you guys get the full experience of this. All righty. Okay. Now we're in. Okay. Let me adjust these things. Okay. So this is our dashboard. This is what we call social for now, right? This is our main portal dashboard, and what our portal is. We felt, this is myself. I felt like when you're on Facebook, when you're on TikTok, again, we're on TikTok, when you're on any and all of these things, there's some issues that run with focus. There's certain things that take your attention, certain things that take your focus, certain things that pull from you, right? There's certain, again, chaoses that are around you. So the goal was first to create a singular space. A singular space. What the singular space is where people can go and breathe again. They can remove their chaos. They can come in again. We're not quite exclusive on what we have here, but we're working towards that way. We're working to make it so it's again, it's for specific people who are looking to remove from the chaos. Now, jumping back, so we have this dashboard, right? And what this dashboard is, okay, on the side, let me see, make sure that you should be able to see it on the side. So first we have our social media platform. We made it so people could come in and people can friend and follow one another, kind of like you do on Facebook, right? We made it so people can come in and build out their own profiles, like this specific individual, absolutely amazing human, jumping through, meeting them. They can come out, they can build out their own brand, build out their own page, build out their own timelines, build out their own courses, build out their own events, build out anything and everything that they desire. They can come in and they can build those things out. We've done that so you can do that individually as a human first. Then, as a group, if you want to create a group, as a course, if you want to create a course, or even as like a business. So, like, let's say you're like, well, I want to list a specific business. You can come in and list it, which we're adding like 300 million business profiles that people can come in and claim as well. So, what we did is we organized first a social platform. That was our first goal. So people could remove themselves from the chaos. The next thing we did is we organized certain things like our marketplaces, our opportunities, the chance for people to explore. The reason that we did this is because we understand the how, in a sense, money works. So money is a transition of value from one person to another person, right? If you go down the chain, that's how it works. So we wanted to create, in a sense, a barter system dash money system where people can come in and they could either trade goods as a bartering system. They could utilize, we have our own coin called G coin. They could utilize our coin to purchase different things if they desired or to trade certain things, or they could come up and sell their own stuff, right? Now, we did this specifically so people could come into here and they could survive. That's the goal. People could come in here and survive. We want to make sure that people can separate from the again, the day to day. We call it like the day to day, like slavery in a sense. People can come in and they can separate from these specific things, and they can come in and they can truly create their future the way that they desire it. Okay. So we've organized all of that into one specific system. Now, how this system is utilized. So we first have a profile. People can come in and there's a profile. We added an affiliate system so people could share, in a sense, their contact, and they could also bring in referrals that are tracked now to those specific individuals. So if anyone ever decided that they wanted a certain value, like a website or whatever it is, and they decided to purchase it, we can now refer that revenue back to the specific individual, right? So we wanted to make sure that everyone, no matter who it was given equal value for the influences that they have. Our reasons is so, again, they can truly, like, truly live within this platform. They could truly come in here and have all of the resources and assets that they need to grow, right? That's the whole goal of this specific system. Now, I'm going to kind of walk you through some of those specific things that we can use and those specific things that, again, if you are a member, of course, you can come and use as well. So, starting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into, again, our tools and resources. Okay. So, our tools and resources, why they're designed here. So, let me pull up really quick. We've organized a specific sector of tools and resources that allow creators to create. Meaning, like, let's say you're a business, right? And you're wanting to run your business. You can run your entire business right within our platform. Now, let's just say you're not a business, but you're a person who serves businesses. Maybe you're a social media manager. Maybe you're an ads manager. Maybe you're, again, somebody who serves these specific businesses. Let's just say that's you. You're somebody who says, you know what, I create content. I don't build softwares. I don't do those things. You know what, I do social media management. I don't do those things. You know what, I do ads management. I don't do those things. You know what, I'm an AI programmer. I'm a project manager. I'm a virtual assistant that's trying to make money. I'm a this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that. Now, we've designed this specific thing so this way, you as that individual, if you're the business, you could of course decide whether you want to serve yourself, and we streamlined it all within one solution. So technically you could come in here and you could serve yourself. You could come here in here and you can say, you know what, I need to run some advertisement, right? And then you could come in here and you could run your advertisement on any and all of these different platforms. You know what, I want to architect an idea or a goal. You could come in here and you could, let me log in really quick. All right, we had to reset a lot of different passwords for fun reasons. But that being said, you can come in here and now you can architect, in a sense, all of your goals, all of your ideas. You can architect basically everything, right? You have an idea and you're like, I want to make sure that this idea is not only going to fix the solution that I'm looking to fix and solve, but it's actually going to make me my desire, which let's say your desire is money. You could then build out your solution. You could then simulate your solution. And then once you simulate your solution, you can say, oh my gosh, I'm negative profit. Oh my gosh, this solution doesn't work. What do I do? And you could jump in, you can see the report and say, gosh, if I run this solution, my expenses are going to be here. I'm going to lose $38 for this year. Doesn't sound like a lot, right? But you could build it this way, or you can come and build again, this is the exact same system with different processing. I just wanted to show you the kind of the details of it. The exact system with different processing, right? Exact system. And you can say, okay, -$3, -$3, -$3. Let's see if we can boost that thing up to a positive amount, and you could then boost it up to a positive amount, and then sure enough, the difference between the processes, again, the structure is the same, that the learning and the processes are a little bit different, and the differences are from $3 negative, a -$3, to an increase of $68,000 a month. And if we look at the yearly on that, earning, instead of that -$35, we now have a profit of $825,000 that specific year, all based upon processes. That's what this tool is for. So now, again, if you're somebody, and let's say that specific somebody is now utilizing, again, software, they're utilizing systems to serve people. Imagine being able to share something like this to your people, to the people in which you serve. Imagine being able to have all the tools, the resources, and everything to be able to come here and serve them. Now, why I'm saying that is the system is designed to create freedom, meaning somebody comes in here, they have a social system that organizes and eliminates disorder. Because we're talking about from chaos to order. Anyone who's experiencing some chaos right now with us and helping them get to order, we want to ensure them that, again, there are many evils out there, and they will continue to attack you on certain platforms. They will continue to attack you, but you have to realize who you are. That's the key. You have to realize that this too shall pass. You have to realize that your perception, your key, the key of who you are, is the key to unlocking this entire universe and this entire world. And what we do, simple, we supply the system. So for me, I knew, and again, coming through this journey, right? I knew without I mean, I knew that this specific, like, for me to be able to work online, for me to be able to work digitally, for me to be able to move anywhere, to travel anywhere, for me to be able to go anywhere that I desired in the world or anything, I knew I knew very well that I had to learn how to build, how to create. Not only that is I knew that I had to have a my own world to be able to create within, because of the unnecessary evils that are out there, right? Lots of unnecessary evils. Okay? There's a lot of them, and they're doing their best to attack not only now but past, right? And not only past but future too. It'll always happen, no matter the path that you go on. So for me, I knew that. So the key was building a world to help me. That was the first thing, to protect me, to take care of me. Right. That was the first thing. The second thing was, well, if I could build it for myself, it's taking the concept of being the fisherman, to teaching the fisherman how to fish, to teaching the fisherman how to teach fishermen how to fish, right? It's that entire process. Hey, Boo, what's up? Dakota, love you, miss you. So amazing, amazing person. So I mean, jumping off topic, I'm from Utah. If you don't know, if you didn't know that, I'm from Utah, right? Living in Texas, right? I mean, I still travel a bit. Before I was a little bit of a nomad, um, but my home is still Utah. Like this individual, um, still a deep, deep friend. Like I haven't been there. And when I come back, like 5 years, whatever the case is, I come back, it's as if the very day hasn't switched. As if it's one day, it's like, hey, let's go out, let's do stuff. Boom, this big old gap. Then come back, hey, let's go out and do stuff. It's as if the time hasn't, like, the time between stopped entirely. And I feel that that's true friendship. Like, that's what I feel. Like, I mean, that's the reality of it. Like, and again, maybe you have friends everywhere, but I look very highly to that individual as well as quite a few other individuals. And again, a lot of people are like, you want your friends around that. You want the people that care for you around you. The people that care for you and build you, those are the individuals that you want around you, because you're going to go through chaos. And again, you have to realize that your goal is to survive chaos. That's it. Purely goal is to survive it. Let's see. Vamos su casa. Esta. It's the time for tacos. All right, let's do it. So come over. We'll get some tacos. We'll get going. You're speaking Spanish to me. I have to remind myself in the Spanish. You coming over then? We're going to my house. Vamos su casa, right? Coming over to my house. It's time for what's cilantros y tacos. Cervezas. That maybe is a bad word. Cervezas. I could be wrong. But anyways, again, why I'm saying all of this stuff is you have to have a world. You have to create your own world. Um, If not, you're going to have unnecessary evils come and get you. So you create your own world. So what I've done again is I just created this. This is the world. I came in, I created the world, right? I found the resources that were missing, right? Like for instance, I run ads. I have to, right? So now I can jump in and I can go to Google My Business, or I can go to um, Facebook Business and I can run my ads, or I just jump into our ad system and the system will run on all of these different platforms for me. I just know I have to run ads. If I'm a business owner, if I'm whatever, I have to run ads. So I organized it within our tools and resources because that's where it belongs. I have to architect strategies, right? I have to build e-commerce, right? I have to build AI or flows, right? I have to build these type of things. I have to come in and I have to build, again, automations. I have to build websites. I have to build those things, right? So again, if you're somebody that is already part of G Funnel and you're like, I'm stuck. Certain chaos is happening. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do, right? Let me see if I can jump in here. Again, we switched every passwords because of a lot of the breaches we have. But if you take a look here, this is now our own dashboard. We don't have to connect into, like, if you're stuck with lead connector or whatever it is, this is now our own, right? This is now, we have a license for all of this stuff, the backends, these things for our own. You can come in, you can create your own funnels, right? You could come in, you could jump in here and you can say, hey, this is a test funnel. Let's create it, right? Now, the UX is a little bit different, but functionality, amazing, right? You can jump in here and you can say, you know what? I want to adjust this. Amazing, right? How easy is that to just sit there and adjust? I want to come here and I want to add an element here. Very easy to do, very easy to preview. Now, that's just, in a sense, our Flows AI software. But we added our Flows AI. We added our the lead connector software, the Go High Level, the lead connector software. So anybody who has one of those accounts, like let's say you are a person. Oh, it's beer. That makes sense. Okay, let's do it. I'm down. I don't drink alcohol, but let's do it. I haven't drank alcohol for a bit, but I'll always go and enjoy a beer with my buddies. I think that'd be good. But jumping in, right? Lead connector, if you already have Go High Level, you can access it, right? We have a LinkedIn software that automates LinkedIn. We have our communication software that it's like, okay, I need to communicate with my team or I need to communicate with people. You could jump in here and you could do the very video software that we're on doing streaming is the very essence to what you can use within here. The very essence to what you can use coming in here and do the video streaming, to do the communications with your team, to do those things, again, all within our sources. So we can have video chats, we can do lives on there, we can automate certain systems like funnels, we can literally do absolutely everything that is needed to be created within the digital realm, the digital space, all within gfunnel. Now that's not it though, right? Because we have Team GPT. This is Chat GPT within here, right? We have that. We have project management. So project management, if we need to jump in, right? We have our own project management software that you just jump into and it'll run all your projects for you. We have video interactive solutions. So if you're creating a course, you're creating a system, you're creating those specific things, right? If you're creating those, guess what happens? You can now create an interactive video to manage all of this stuff. Task Magic, this specific software allows you to not only like so if you're used to like chat gpt, right, you prompt something, it gives you the response back, right? Like let's say that's what you're used to. Team GPT, or sorry, the Task Magic is something insane. What it does is you can have your prompts, but it will take the actions for you. There's automations that you can create where it now does the actions for you. So let's just say theoretically you're wanting to um, what's a good example of this? Let's say you have an operation, a repeat operation within your business, or you're a VA and you have that same exact task over and over and over again that these people are doing. You could jump into the Task Magic side, right? You could jump in there. You can then say, I have Task Magic. I program it, meaning you record it and you program it. And as soon as you program it, and I'll show you how to do it. As soon as you program it, it does the automations for you entirely for you. How crazy is that? That's again within our system. Team GPT in our system. Ask Cam. Ask Cam is a branded product for us. It's a specific AI that we designed so you get a little bit of my mind and the processing of my mind within the solution. Diagrams, which we'll dive into diagrams in just a second. We'll be diving into that one. It allows you to structure and strategize anything. Canva, of course. If you jump into Canva, um, Canva is used for like your design. Canva is used for again many different things to design articles, to design pictures, to design anything dealing with basically design. Canva. Spoke records and transcribes different calls. On screen does SEO, or not SEO, sorry. It does your SOPs. It records it similar to Loom. You have FormWise, which is a multi-stack AI that allows you to do form requests, but into ChatGPT to allow things to automate on an entire different level. Okay. And the list goes on. Like we're coming through and we're adding multiple things. So, like, even this, right? This video. At the end of this video, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to plug it into something called Minzo, right? I'm going to plug it in there. And what it's going to do is it's going to create hundreds, if not thousands, of videos of this specific video. It's going to find the very best stuff. It's going to find the very best and it's going to then pull it, right? Then it's going to create multiple different copies that I can utilize on social media. It's going to find all of those and we're going to be able to utilize it. That's the power of it. Okay. So, again, why I'm going through all of this stuff, there's a lot of different things, even our consumer database. We have 248 million consumer profiles, million consumer profiles. 248 million. On the business side, we have 360 million business profiles, right? That's the consumer AI part. And again, the list of softwares go on. We'll keep on adding to these specific list of softwares because anytime that we find something that is beneficial for others, we add it here. That's what we do. That's the process of it. But in this specific section, what I'm going to be doing, okay, I'm going to be pulling up diagram.net, draw.io, and we're going to be building out first is how to solve any question ever. Okay, so let's build that thing up. While we're building that thing up, again, I'm just pull it up really quick. While we're building this thing up, you're going to start seeing the designs and processes of automations. You're going to start seeing kind of how to design anything that you desire. You're going to start seeing again a lot of things. So on this specific session, I'm just gonna name this um, diagram, or I'll just say problem solving on steroids. Now, why are we doing this? Why are we doing problem solving on steroids? Why are we doing that? Okay, this is why. Like you have this world that is around you. Okay. And this world is, I mean, you can think of it as the matrix. You can think of it as whatever you want to think about it. But what it is, it's this world that is encapsulating your mind and it's preventing you from creating. But now, that's one side of it. There's also the side that's encouraging you to create, that's growing and it's actually encouraging you to do something. Let me make sure my camera stopped. It's encouraging you to create, it's encouraging you to grow. Now, what is the differences between these worlds? Well, we're going to jump into that. So this way you can see the process of solving of what I do. So jumping in, okay, so we have our diagram. This is, again, it's diagram.net. It's the software. If you click on here, it's diagram with, if you're within the system. You click on there, right? And again, for those people who don't know this, I'm going to quickly write in the chat the link for you. Feel free to create your own account. Okay. Right now it's free. Okay. Jump on in. So I just shared the link there. I'm going to share the link here. Um, Currently, we put it on social. We're going to be adjusting it quite a bit, but currently we put it on social. There's that link there and a link here. Okay. Okay. And it's blocking me on the link on YouTube. YouTube doesn't like us to push some links. That's fun. That's okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be utilizing Draw.io to solve different things. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to solve, I look at it as the question of life. We're going to solve that. All right. So it's not just like, do I want to become a digital marketer? No, it's not just like, do I want to become rich? It's beyond that. It's think of it as the furthest star. Okay. So if the furthest star, so the analogy of the furthest star is this. You have a star that you're looking up at. Okay. We should be able to do this as long as we can see. If you can't see it, imagine it. Okay. You have this light that you're looking at, and it's the furthest star. As you progress towards it and progress towards it, you start noticing all of these other stars or objects or whatever it is they keep on passing by, right? Keep on passing by, but you're focused on that one star. Okay. And as you keep on going and keep on going and keep on going, now imagine the entire world, the entire universe, and everything has now passed you by, but there's still that one star. It's the furthest light, it's the furthest star, and you're still progressing towards that. Okay. What that indication and focus is, right? It's order, is what it is. Because as everything passes by you, right, there's a construction and a compound of perception. Your perception starts understanding the things that you passed by, and it starts understanding and remembering those. So think in a comparison, think of it as like you're going to grade school, right? Grade school, we'll call it that first. Your goal is to graduate, right? Graduate from high school, let's just say, right? We'll just say that you're going through there. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? So once you get to that point, it's like, oh my gosh, but you realize that that star keeps going. But if you concentrate that perception that you went through the entire life of school, the entire life of your friends, the entire life of all of those things, all of those memories and everything have constructed, all of those experiences constructed to that single point that you're at right at that time. And if you keep on following that quote unquote star, right? You keep on following that star, there's more things that could start consolidating, from the jobs that you've experienced to the relationships that you experience to all of these little things in life that you experience. And as you're going on that specific path, you'll notice there's a specific thing, right? What the specific thing is it's kind of like an indicator, right? Kind of, that you're on the right track. Now, let's say you focus outside of that star. You're now focused over here, right? You start seeing the world, you start seeing the chaos, you start seeing those things, and they start almost trying to trap you, almost trying to create more and more chaos. So the further that you look away from that star, the more and more that chaos creates a bound for you. Now, there is a caveat. The more that you focus on that star too and you gain that path, that stronger that influence gets. Okay. And why I'm relating it to the star, it's think of the star as a pathway or journey where temptation will try to knock you off that path. Now, I'm relating to the star because there is a common story that is given within. If you're studying, like if you're Mormon or LDS and you're studying the Book of Mormon, and within that specific book, this also the same thing exists within the Book of Moses, and then same thing exist within the scriptures itself, right? But if you're that specific individual that focuses on that, you'll notice that the same idea occurs there, where people, like in that specific book, what are people doing? There's a journey that's presented to Lehi, right? It's a pathway with an iron rod that leads them to a tree that is the most bright and the most abundant. That star, same analogy. People are falling off the path. The goal is to keep on that path, right? Same analogy, right? You can look at it when Moses got his three counselors, brought him in, and then the 70 came in. There was still a star and a journey and a path of creation that was taught and brought down to him, a plan in a sense that was brought down to that specific individual. The same thing happened with Abraham. Okay, if you focus on the story of him and the process of him, same things happen. Now, these same things happen outside of the Christian religion too. It happens in the Muslim religion, same exact thing. It happens in Hinduism. It happens in Taoism. Okay, multiple different things. There's so many different religions out there, but you have your roots. The same exact thing happens. If you jump into the Sumerian tablets or any of those things, the Emerald tablets, the same exact thing is occurring. It's basically this distant star that is the most furthest light, right? It's the beginning and it's the end, it's the omega, and you're on this pathway to be able to get that, right? And everything that you're surpassing is an experience or in a journey that gets there, from the chaos to whatever the case it is. Now, why I'm saying all of these things is because sometimes we experience hardships in life, but this too may pass. If you're focusing on that star, think of it as these things will always pass. No matter how hard they get, no matter how tough they get, anything, they're all going to pass. Okay. Now, why am I saying all of this? Because what we're going to do is we're going to now grab that concept, those ideas, we're going to bring them on over to a workable substance, a thing that works that you can now leverage and utilize as for your goals, as for your directions, as for everything. Okay. So we're going to do that here. Okay. So now let me transition really quick over here. Okay. So we have the diagram here. Okay. Again, we got this in the tools. I knew that path, I knew that star, I knew all of those things, and that's why this entire platform was organized. It was organized to help protect you on your journey to abundance. That's the entire reason for the creation of this dashboard, to help protect you from outside things. Now, some of you might be like, well, it's just the software, it's just this, it's this, it's this, it's this. I can tell you, what is my background? Is my background software development? No, it is not. My background is biomedical engineering. That's what my background is, biomedical engineering. Had nothing to do with software, nothing to do with business. Okay. However, what I did is I found a not only a need, but a necessity. I found a necessity that people need protection. They do. And people are all following these, in a sense, false gurus trying to teach them everything from digital marketing to how to build funnels to the secrets of life to how to do projections to how to do, oh my gosh, there's so much false teachings. And how, what I always say is, how you define them is based on the processes in which they deliver. That's how you define them. Processes in which people deliver is the way to in which you should identify the individual. Why I'm saying that, that is the, I always say the I am that I am form. Okay, the I am that I am form basically means that I am the processes in which define me. Okay, the processes of creation and the processes, I am the processes in which define me. So why are we building in this side? Because these right here are the processes that define you. Okay, so now the very first thing I want to share with you on this specific software solution, okay, I want to share with you what this is. So, what diagram.net or draw.io is, it is a workspace that you could come into that's powered by Draw.io that connects into Google that allows you to come here and create. So now you can be like a little kid, right? And you can say, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a kid. I'll show you. I'll show you really quick. So you could come in here and say, well, I have this. There's that. Well, I want to make a body, right? I want to then do this. I want to then do this. Let's see if I can just shift it, swish. They should make a quick function for that. They don't, but that's okay. I can then shift it. This arm's a little bit bigger than the other. That's totally fine. To this, to this. What did I do? Right? So simple. I just drew a little stick figure, right? Now it can get more advanced. Like I could grab this guy and just add it over here and say, oh, cool, it's done for me. Okay. Well, what I'm drawing is simply a representation of an idea. When I do these type of things, what I like to do is I like to come in and just put a square here. So I put a square, and now this square is a variable. This square can represent anything. Okay. So this square can be, and I'll give you the whole overview of digital marketing. I'll show you the whole overview based off of squares. Okay. So we have a square here. Okay. We have a few objects. So we're gonna start here. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab a little cloud here. I like the little cloud. The cloud, what I always think of, the concept of this cloud is that this cloud is data. It's data, it's something, it's an unknown variable. So what I do, instead of jumping in the details, like let's say I'm doing marketing. This, again, this specific example that I'm about to share with you is digital marketing. It's digital marketing at its foundational root. If you want to do any digital marketing, again, you can do all of the things that I'm going to share with you and make money and do whatever the heck you want. You can do all of those things within your G Funnel account, all of those things, the accesses to all those things. And again, you could come in here, we even add podcasts here. So you can say, okay, what are billionaires thinking about and talking about? We add podcasts here so you can get your daily routine. We're going to be adding motivation so you can get your daily motivation. We're going to add goals so you can do your daily goals, all within our same platform. Okay. But I'm just going to show you the overview concept of digital marketing. Okay. Can you go in depth more than this? You can, but I'm going to show you digital marketing. And if you understand this, you could create basically anything on the digital plane. Okay. And I'm going to show you this for free. And this is obviously an open session, open live session. You can come into these open live sessions anytime. And these are just, in a sense, working protocols. So now, what we're going to start with, so we have to, when we're solving a problem, we have to conceptualize the problem. That's what we have to do, right? We have to conceptualize it. And how we conceptualize it through these specific things. And let me actually make this a little bit better. Okay, let me put this up here. And then I'm going to add in I'm just making my TikTok live just a little bit better. Um, that camera is being used, so I can't use that one. Can I use this one? That camera is being used. I can't use that one. I don't want to use that one. That's totally fine. We'll just do that one. Other people can see it, but that's okay. Okay. So when solving an issue or solving a problem, the biggest thing that you can do is conceptualize it. Now, again, if you're on any of these other sources and something looks small, turn your phone. Okay. If you flip your phone vertically, you'll be able to see these in a better light. So again, we're going to conceptualize the idea of digital marketing. We're going to conceptualize it with these little squares. Now, does the color matter? No. Does the lines matter? No. Okay. Once you get more detailed with this, then of course you can make them matter, right? But why I'm sharing this with you is because when creating something for a client, and if you show them these things, the concept goes right into their mindset and it shows, right? It shows them exactly the logics of what's going on. So we're going to start this. So the first thing we're going to have is traffic. Okay. Why did I put traffic here? So to get into, like, let's say you have a funnel or you have these things. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Yeah, maybe. It's not zooming out. I promise I'm not giving you the loser sign. It's the camera. Let me just make sure. I'll zoom out a bit. So that way it's not just right up on my face. We can make it right up on my face. I don't mind. But my goal is to make it awesome for you. So let's just do that. Okay. There we go. Little bit more distant. That's going to be perfect. Okay. So the reason for that is so again, first money, how does money work? Money is a transfer of energy or a transfer of value from one individual to another. Now, are there other ways to make money? Of course there are, right? Um, but let's focus on the value side of things. It's giving somebody a value and you have a desire. And the exchange is money. So the example is I have $100, right? I give you $100, you give somebody else $100, somebody else gives somebody else $100, somebody else gets that, and then they pay that $100 right back to me. Although it is the same $100, there's been a transition of hands, a shift of hands. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Let's just say eight or seven. I like the number seven. So now in a sense, there's now $700 of value that was created from the transition of that one. So now we understand, well, this is the cycle of money. What's now the opposite side, the exchange, right? So this money is being exchanged from one person to the other, but we have this specific side. This specific side is now the value. So we have the value over here that's working value, and we have exchange working over here, exchange. So now we have to take that concept and we have to apply that concept within what we're designing and what we're drawing. Okay. So again, why I put traffic here is because we need traffic to come in here. Traffic is like a source. So like, let's say you're on TikTok right now, right? You're now traffic, right? You're coming from another source. Let's say this source, we'll start adding a little bit of details. So let's say this source is Facebook, okay? Because I have like a Facebook Live. Let's say we're doing live because there's a lot of different pathways of doing these things. So let's say we're doing. I'll just do the lives right now. Okay, the current focus right now. Okay, so we have a live here. Okay, we have a live here, right? Live. So now this one. Whoops. Let me get that same live. Okay, we have a live going on. So let's say this live is YouTube, right? Now let's say this next live, right, is TikTok. TikTok. Okay. So now what we're doing is we're doing a live, which again, you have to think about what do these people have? These people have constructed their entire business to get people. So there's people here, right? There's people here, and there's people here. People, right? I'm putting the cloud because there's a lot. Okay. I'm putting the cloud here on traffic because there's a lot of ways of getting that traffic. But if you take a look, they have that, and then they have that. So as a creator, what are you doing? You're creating a live or creating content or creating whatever it is. You're creating on these specific platforms in hopes of influencing these specific individuals to come in here and they come into your traffic source. Now, there's a lot of different ways of convincing. For instance, if you take the analogy of like Donald Trump, okay, Donald Trump, let's say whether you like him or hate him, he has developed the ability to create a cult-like following, right? So there's this influence, like cult-like type following, right? Not that it's good, not that it's bad, not that it's anything. It's a following. Okay. He was able to do that through influence, and he was able to now into his ideologies, into the way that maybe he serves, maybe he doesn't. He's able to influence those specific people. Basically, he's doing digital marketing, digital business. Okay. Now jumping back, so we have different sources. We'll just call it that. Okay. And we're going to get this a little bit detailed. We're going to start simple, but then we're going to go detailed. Okay, you have different lives. Those different lives will drive traffic. Okay, and now that traffic is now designed into, let's say you're doing one source. Like I'll show you the mechanism that I'm using right now. Called OBS. Okay, we're using OBS right now, and what we're doing is we're driving traffic. Okay, and Carolina, let me know if you have any issues seeing the video at all. Okay.
Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Thank you.
Yep. What we're doing right now, just as a, you should, we're doing a, I'm doing an overview of entirely the digital business, digital marketing, and how the digital business and digital marketing work.
Okay,
So if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay.
okay, thank you.
You just make sure um, that things are pushed over here. So I'll just do it like that. Alrighty. Perfect. So on this specific side, we're talking about the current situation that I'm using right now. So what we're currently using is we're live on multiple different sources, right? These live, the reason that we go live is we have individuals or people on these specific lives. Okay. These
Mm,
specific people, and if this helps at all, here, let me make this even clearer on that specific platform. Okay. Probably a better view, right? Much better. Okay, cool. So again, we have people that are coming into these specific sections. What those people do, what our goal is to drive traffic. Currently, I'm using a software. This is a software called OBS. It's OBS Studios or OBS. I think it's OBS Studios. It allows me to do multiple video channels so I can share my screen. I can jump back to my video, my face. I could jump to like a lower angle of my video, my face. I could jump into like logos. I can jump into whatever I want. I can transition the content that I want, right? But this is, in a sense, a software. Okay, that's what we're using, okay, to drive traffic. Now, I'm just doing that for clarity reasons. I'm gonna delete this and I'm gonna go back to, again, what we're doing here. What is digital marketing? Okay, so what we're doing is we're driving in traffic. The next step is, well, who owns this traffic right now? Well, if you take a look, Facebook owns this traffic. YouTube owns this traffic. TikTok owns this traffic. They own this traffic. Once a user is created on these platforms, these specific companies now own this traffic. So now what you're in is you're kind of in somewhat of a battle with these people. Not entirely, but you're in somewhat of a battle. And think of this is your battleground. Okay. You are a warrior. I know that's interesting to see, but you are a warrior. And what your goal is as a warrior is to influence individuals over here. Now there's a few ways of influencing. You have the control mechanism of influence, which is forcing people to do things outside of their own will. I would not recommend that at all because you want to guide people. Guiding people and being a shepherd is a lot better than forcing people and being that control entity, we'll just say. Okay, so you're now on a playing field. This is your playing field. And each step of this playing field is designed based on what will influence somebody. And you have to think about it. There's a few different ways. So, first, I gave an analogy of the Donald Trump, right? Good or bad, regardless, you take away from that and you look at the influence in which he has. There's been a creation of segregation that now people are battling on one side and battling on another side. And anytime this happens, it's free marketing, free publicity for the individuals that are performing this. This now, if you go deep, this jumps into the news outlets, this jumps into the media outlets, this jumps into everything, right? Because there's this pull, this battle to influence individuals. So digital marketing is the same type of thing, right? It's just a little bit different, right? It still exists there, but we're not focusing on the whole world of influence. We're focusing on how do I sell my course? How do I sell my product? How do I sell my whatever it is? How do I serve people? How do I give? How do I do those? That's in a sense what we're working on. Okay. Now, what ends up happening is we have these sources, they bring in traffic. From the traffic, now you have to have some type of a place to help with influence, to help with trust, to help with guidance. This one would be a landing page. Okay. And now let me adjust that really quick. A landing page. Now, what is the purpose of a landing page? There's a few different purposes of a landing page. This landing page could be like, let's say I'm doing a live. This could be like your stand store, right? Or in our system, we have something called G Store. Okay. This could be your stand store or G Store. Are are you using, if you don't mind me calling you out personally, are you currently using a stand store or G store, any of those things?
No, I'm just building my funnel.
Just building your funnel. Okay, perfect,
Yes,
perfect. Okay.
I'm new.
Okay, I'm going to show you, like, because we have a lot of people utilizing the stand store, the G store, those things. I'm going to utilize its purpose so you can see its purpose if you're marketing a specific way. Okay, so lives, good to have stand stores, good to have G stores, right? I'm going to just switch this. They get the credit because it's stand store. We, in a sense, built a system to help mimic and help give people that solution. So now, what is the purpose of your stand store? It is for a few different things. It's number one, right? It's what are you offering, right? Because this is more you're offering. You're going to be, most cases, you're going to be offering something for free. You're going to be offering product A, we'll call it product A. You're going to be offering product B. Okay. Product B is, in a sense, like maybe a more expensive product. Product C, we'll just call it that, and we'll end there, is maybe your most expensive product. Okay. If you're trying to sell something online, this is usually how your stand store will be built in a sense. So now the question is, what is the free for? What is product A for? What is product B for? And what is product C for? Right. Each one of these have their own purpose. Okay. So let's start with the free. Why would somebody come in from one of your live traffic sources or from any of these things? Why would somebody come in and get a free offer for you or a free lead magnet for you or a free somewhat of value for you? Why would they come in and do that versus coming in and buying product A, buying product B, or buying product C? So, if there's any comments in the chats, you can answer it if you want. You can say this is what I think if you want. If not, I can just jump right in. So, is anyone there? Let's see. To build value. Yep, that's exactly right. To build value, right? That's why people would jump in for free. So, uh, I want to dive a little bit deeper on this. Realistically, why do people jump into your free product? They want to be able to trust you. This free is one of two things. So obviously you influenced them here. You got them out of the kingdoms of these specific guys. So now they're in your system. Why would they come into free versus coming in and buying a product, right? The biggest thing is the free offer is to establish trust. Trust in the product, trust in what you're offering, trust in who you are, trust in all of those things. Because at the end of the day, what are people looking for? People are looking for a mentor, they're looking for a guide, they're looking for, at the beginning, I said, a shepherd. Somebody to guide and lead them on that path. And again, we talked about that path being the furthest star, right? Somebody to guide and lead them on there. Well, you are that guide, you are that shepherd, you are it on this. So now your goal is to give them that trust. That's what the free is. The free isn't saying, how can I get my agenda to sell them necessarily? No, they'll be sold. Don't worry about that. You have your products, you have your offerings, they'll be sold. Now, your goal is to get them to trust you. So, now how do we get them to trust us? Okay, so the first thing is they come in here, right? We're going to give them some type of a value here, free download, free lead magnet, free prompts for if we're selling like chat GPT related stuff, it'll be free prompts for chat GPT. If we're selling a course, it's going to be certain things that lead up to the course, but it's anything and everything of value that leads up to either product A, B, or C, wherever your focus is going to be. Okay. Now, some people say, well, I can do a free plus shipping of a book. That works because it's free. People understand shipping, right? But the key of this is give them something of value and deliver it. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a form right here, right? There's going to be a form because these now connect to your landing pages, right? So on your own stand store, you're going to have a pop-up form here. And the goal of this pop-up forum, it is simple. It's not to collect their name, their date of birth, their social security, their credit card. Like, no, it's not to do that. The goal of this is simply to do this. I'll just show you. This is the data that you want to receive on this specific side. You want maybe their first name. I would say their first name, and you want their email. That's it. You don't need their phone number. I know a lot of people are trying to get, well, if I don't have their phone number, how am I going to text them? Texting is intimate, and you haven't earned that trust to be able to text them. You're a stranger. Like, you're an absolute stranger, and if you're going to text them, they're going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't tell you to, this is personal. I don't want you to text me. Okay. That's the text. You have to earn it. So your goal on here is to earn their trust, not demand their trust, not say, well, you should trust me regardless because morality, people should trust people. No, 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 no. You are coming from a spot of no authority. You're coming from a spot of no relevance. You're coming from a spot. So think of it as you are presenting yourself to a king, to a queen, right? You are not that king or queen yet. Maybe in your kingdom you absolutely are, but you have to present yourself and gain that authority and gain that trust through value, not through force. So what you do is, again, you have a form. This form, right? This will be your opt-in. You collect that information. Again, this opt-in is it's a form. And the reason for this, there's a few reasons I'll share right now. So your goal is to now take them down the funnel. This is a funnel. So what you would do is you would give them that free offer. They have to opt in to be able to get it, meaning they have to share value. The value that they have to share is their first name and email. Very easy value to share because most things that go to email are spam anyway. So I'll share you my email, right? That's okay, right? Now what you do, you give them that specific piece of value. So you let them know, hey, I just sent this over to your email, meaning I just sent an email, and what your goal is to download this. I'm going to show you here's a secret for you, okay? But they opt in, right? What I'm going to do on this specific side is I'm going to create a dotted line because you actually don't want to tell them to leave to go download that. You send it to them as if they could go leave and go download that, but you don't force them and say, oh, go check your email. It's within your email. Okay. I'm going to share with you why. If you pull up your email right this second, so take a second, okay, if you're on here, go log into your email. Now answer this question. Is your email clean? Or do you have thousands of emails? Thousands, right? Thousands, right? There's a lot of
Thousands.
emails, tons,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
each and every single one of those emails is a competitor of you. Their goal is to come in and take this person, this value that you gave, to take the focus of that value. So, meaning, let's say you send me to the email because you just gave me the best piece of content that has ever existed and you gave me all of that, right? You gave me this information and you're saying, oh, go check your email. And then all of a sudden I check my email and I'm like, wait, but Amazon is offering me a 30% off discount to this part. Now you're into Amazon's world and you're there and you have forgotten what just happened here. You have forgotten. And you'll be like, oh, I'll go back to it. Do we ever go back to it? No, 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 we don't. So now the key is, so you have to think of it as you are the shepherd and your goal is to lead your flock, lead your herd, lead your people, to lead them into specific corrals or channels. These are your corrals or channels. Your goal is to lead them there, right? Not to force them, but to guide them, to extend your hand of trust, to help take care of them, to help support them. That is your goal. So if I sent you an email that says go download my stuff and I say, oh yeah, you should go to your email, and then all of a sudden you see 5,000 emails and you're like, oh, I need to click on this one. I need to get back to this one and this one and this one. Because we all know life is crazy, chaos, and busy, right? If you jump back to that specific analogy that I gave, the furthest light, if you're always focusing on the furthest light, the chaos will go around you. So what your goal is to allow that chaos to go around. So what you do is you just lead them. So the free offer, right? Now that free offer, you're going to bring them to another stage. And the goal is, again, trust. how to use. So you want to be not just like the spammy, hey, I just sent you something for free, but now let me sell you. No, 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 no. You just sent them something of value, and you need to explain why that thing that you just sent is so valuable. And then you need to lead them, because you are the shepherd that guides them. You need to now lead them to the next, whether it's product A, B, or C, you need to now lead them. So what you're going to do is you're going to have this form, this opt in. They're going to opt in, and then you're going to actually bring them to a page, not just give them a message, not just like let them sit. You're going to bring them to a page. And what this page is how to use the very thing that you just sent them. And you're going to actually put the download link, right? The download link within this specific step of your funnel. So this is now a funnel. This is step number one of the funnel. This is step number two of the funnel. Okay. You're going to bring them in. So I'm going to put this as, for just clarity, step one. Okay. There's your step one of the funnel. Right now we're going to bring this down, and we're going to say step two, and I'll put a box around it so it clears it up in the future. So now here's your step two of that funnel, right? And all this person is doing is to get to this page. So the goal is to get them here. So we're gonna do a little dotted line here, because they don't follow this path. The path that they follow is they go through your pop-up. This is a pop-up form that's on here where you click a button, it pops up. It's the only pop-up that should be within your stand store. It pops up, it opts them in, and then it now brings them here. Well, you now have the ability, I'm going to start getting phone calls, but you now have the ability to do something that's really cool. I'm going to bring it right over here. You have the ability to nurture them, to nurture them. And again, this whole first step is trust, 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 trust. You have the ability to nurture them because you gain their email and their name. So now you could do a cycle of nurture. And now what is the goal here? Well, the goal is to bring them to the next step. This is the goal. So you want them to come here. Same thing in all of your nurture. You want them to come here. You don't want them to skip that step and jump into product A, B, C. You can. There's always time. They're within your system, and your goal is to build value. How do you build value? You can build value of you here. Let me switch back. I wasn't sharing on that part, but I'll share on that part now. Um, Again, free. You have your opt-in. The goal of that opt-in is to send them a receipt. This is, in a sense, a receipt. It's not for them to go in and download it or anything. This is like, hey, this is a receipt of your download. You don't even put a link here to download. Like if it's like, hey, here's a link, the link that you put takes them back to this page. That's their download link. The download link is on this page. It's not in the cloud here on Drop, or on, what is it, Dropbox, or on Google Drive or anything. It's not in the cloud. It's not sending them. It's not shifting them over there, because now you're competing with Google. Your goal is to bring them right to how to use that step. So in the future, if they ever decide to download this or use this, they're coming right to this step to be able to download or use that, which now all you're doing is guiding them to this specific stage, which is this is the next stage that they need to be in. Now, what the goal is on this specific side. So now I'm gonna get a little bit complex on here. What you can do on this side, right? You give them the receipt. Here's your entry point. Your nurture can extend forever. You could start writing a blog every single day of everything that you're ever doing, because its goal is to share trust. They're there to trust you. They're inside of your email list, and now you're building, and they're just like, I love this person. I'm just going to buy this just because I love them. And then once they buy, they realize the value, and they're like, oh my gosh, this has changed my life forever. That's the power of this nurture. And the cool thing is once you have the system, your nurture, you could keep on adding it forever. Eventually, you're going to get busy because you have traffic coming through where you have VAs start creating your nurtures for you, right? Like if you go to ClickFunnels, he has something called the soap opera sequence. And the soap opera sequence is literally, it's nothing. It's, hey, this is what I experienced today. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Like, oh my gosh, like I experienced this, I didn't know this, and I learned this. Yeah. Hey, but if you want to learn, like get a download, click here, PS, or PPS, or did it like so exciting based on nothing. It's soap opera because it's like Seinfeld is really what it is. It's, you have a show about nothing at all, about situations that happen in nothing at all, but it's so entertaining. You want to entertain people, you want to do those specific things. That's what your goal is of this, is to entertain and trust. So entertain and trust. Okay, that's your goal. And you can build that out as big as you ever want. Heck, you can have 500 emails that last for almost 2 years, and then you can cycle them. And because once it's there and once it's built and once you have your content and your content's working and building that trust, you don't have to go back and change it because you just automate it. You let it run and run. And so anyone who ever experiences it experiences you. That's the goal. And then you bring them back to the next source. How to use. Again, the goal of the how to use, there's two steps, two big goals of the how to use. Okay. These are the steps of the how to use. So the very first step is, well, like it says, it's how to use, like how to use that guide. That's the very first step. You want to show them how to use this guide, how to use the value in which you gave to them, because that value thing in which you gave to them is the very thing that has changed your world forever. It is the most valuable free piece of content or free piece of something that you could ever give somebody. That's that lead magnet. That's how you get your leads in. That's how you gain the success. You tell them, hey, guess what? I on my page, jump there. I have something for free for you. And the free thing that I have for you is so amazing. You can make money with it. You can do this, you can do that, you can do all of these different things. That is your lead magnet. And you're going to explain to them why it is so, 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 so valuable. Now, there's two parts of this. That's the first part. Then, well, technically there are three parts of this because you have to bridge it, right? So you have the first part. We're going to call this the same exact page, right? So we're going to have three parts of this. And I'm just going to bring these three parts to here. Okay. You're going to have the first part. Let me just make sure that this is all cute and organized. Yay. Okay. So you have the first part. You're going to have a second part, and you're going to have a third part. Okay. So the first part is literally it's how to. How to. It's how to use the value in which you just gave to them. Okay. How to. This is the very first part. You want to make sure that they understand how to use it. You want to make sure that because you just gave them something that is so amazing. You want to show them why it's so amazing and how to use it. Okay. The next part is the bridge. Why this thing is so amazing and how it led you to your next piece. Okay, I call this the bridge. Now, again, the stuff that I'm teaching here, you will not find a course on it. This is from the multiple businesses and businesses and businesses and businesses that I've created personally. Like, I don't know if there's a course. If there is, oh my gosh, right? I have not seen it. This is why we're creating it. Okay. But this is, in a sense, how you do it. So, how to, then you're going to bridge your idea. And then this specific side is your transition. Okay. What is your transition? So, your transition now is, let's say it's product A, it's inviting them to product A because you have to have a connection between this to one of your products. Right? You have to. And now you're going to have a barrier to entry because I'm going to tell you here, this is going to be vulnerable. This right here is going to be very, very vulnerable. And the reason this is going to be vulnerable, because you can look at this how to, I'm going to bring these steps here. Okay. Again, this is the same exact funnel, the same exact funnel page, but you're going to how to use, and it's going to transition over to your sales page. Okay. How to use it. That's your video at the top. I know a lot of people like to do the faceless marketing. You can do faceless marketing, but I recommend you do yourself because people want to know your face. They want to know who you are. That's a recommendation. But you do it faceless? You can. You can. Yourself is a lot more powerful. Okay. But this is now your sales page. This is why this gets so vulnerable. Okay. Because your next step, what do you think your next step is? Whether it's on this same page or not, because it can be pricing. That's so vulnerable. So, so vulnerable. Like, because now you're talking about, okay, I went through this, a lot of this value, and there's so much there, and it's going to help change your life. And it's again how to use, then your sell, and then your pricing of why it's there. If you truly wanted to stack this, you would then do pricing, You would then do your testimonials, and then from your testimonials, you would do your frequently asked questions, FAQs. That's in a sense how you would structure a lot of this. Because again, it's how to use the document. Then it's talking about the products and services and how amazing they are. Then it touches on the pricing. People will click the button to go right to the pricing, but they're like, I don't know. But then they'll scroll back up and say, oh, this is why I should buy it. Well, I don't know. Let me scroll back down. Oh, I see the test. Okay, a lot of other people are doing it. Wait, but I might have questions. This is what people are thinking, right? So now, if you structure it something similar to this, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to start watching your video, right? Hopefully they finish it because you're talking about how to use what they just had. Hopefully they finish it. When they start transitioning to the sales, they're going to push the button and go right down to the pricing, right? And then, okay, can I breathe that price? Right? Because, oh my gosh, what do I have to pay? They have that feeling. And now they just need the extra support on that feeling. They need the extra support through your message, your sales, and they need the extra support through others. And then they might have certain questions. So they'll go through all of these things, but your goal is to testimonial, lead them back to pricing, FAQs, leading back to pricing, sales, leading back to pricing, how to use download that link. That's basically it. Download that link. And there might be how I use this to make business. There might be a bridge button there, and all the bridge does, it does not bring them down to the pricing at all. It brings them to the sales page because you want them to know that information. So this one only leads to your sales page. It does not lead to your pricing page. That top section of your funnel only leads to your sales page. And then your sales page leads to your pricing. Testimonials lead to your pricing. FAQs lead to your pricing. Hopefully that makes sense. Add a button, make sure it scrolls to element to these specific sides. Now, let's say somebody goes through all of these things. Why I put this here is because this is the transition. Right here is that transition. That's that transitional point. That's that you've built up enough value and enough circumstance and enough everything to allow them to transition into what your offer is. Now, the pricing, what are they going to do with the pricing? Come here, check out, right? Let's say it's product. Let's just do that. Checkout. Let's say it's product A, right? So now they're coming in and they're checking out, and this is product A. Guess what? There's your traffic source for product A. That's how simple it is. And then you just start connecting the dots. You say, oh, so my whole goal with this free offer is just to get them into product A. You got it. And then my whole goal on product A is to kind of copy the same metric, same thing, and get them over to product B. You got it. And the same thing applies to product C. You got it. And product C is your most expensive. Now, what is your most expensive? Right? Because it's not bad to get money. So the first thing is there's mindset that you have to understand that it's not bad to get money. Money is an exchange of value. And if you're like, well, wait, um, it is bad because it's the root of evil. I'm going to share something with you really quick. Let's say money is the root of evil. I have a question. Who was the richest person who has ever lived? King Solomon. So if King Solomon is the richest person who has ever lived, meaning somebody who is chosen in a sense by God, but money is the root of all evil, how does that equate? Now take a second and think for that for just a second. Now take a look at every single person. Every single person were multimillionaires. Every single person was rich. Every single person was kings. If you take a look at the Bible, every single person. Even I think Job, he wasn't poor. Like even though it says he was, like he wasn't like he wouldn't be somebody who would probably even qualify for food stamps right now. Think about that. Like and this is what something I take from Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy once said that God created the diamonds for his folk, not the other folk. So when people come to me and they say, well, money is the root of all evil, yes, it can be the actions based upon money, the actions, but there's an abundance that you deserve. There is an abundance that shouldn't hold you back. So don't be scared to collect money because your time is so valuable. Your time is so valuable because here's the thing. Once you spend that time, can you ever go back? You don't have a time machine. Even if you had a time machine and you went back, well, guess what? Your very perception cannot go back in time. You can't reverse your age. So even if you had that time machine, you could be like, let's say 30, 40, 50 years old. You have a time machine and you go back to when you're 20. Well, guess what? That same perception is still 30, 40, 50 years old. You can't go back. Like you can't erase it. It's there, right? So it is the most valuable asset that you have. So if that's the most valuable asset that you have, what do you think product C should be? Your time. This product is your time, your expertise, you. That's what product C is. Product C is scheduling a one on one consultation with you where you give them all of the secrets of life that you experienced. People will pay, right? Because your time is more valuable than anything that could ever exist. Now, what is product B? Okay, so I just went over product C is your time, right? Again, you might not feel that your time is valuable. I promise you it's so valuable. I promise you that it is. That's product C. It's your time. Okay, what is product B? Product B is an intermediate where it's not just maybe it's part your time and part somebody else's time. With this one, I always put this one as a service. Cuz like at the end of the day, we're here to serve people. We're not here to sit on a throne and be a king and be like, ah, I mean, some people, right? Like we can be, but the reality is, I mean, if you take it like this system correctly as it's designed, you're serving people on each step. So now what would product B be? Product B should be a service. And the service involves maybe your time, your thoughts. So maybe it provides, I'll just put thoughts and others. What I would put here as a service, thoughts and others. So like your VA. So like let's say you have dedicated VAs. So again, in G Funnel, we have dedicated VAs for people, right? But the thing that's missing is maybe your thoughts. Maybe you have a strategy or a system or something that you learned that is so magnificent and so powerful and you can now give that information to another person and that other person can now again you're utilizing their time because their time is valuable, right? And now this is all based upon the value in which somebody measures their time. So the example would be, let's say this specific service is now social media management. You want to show somebody this, but you want to do social media management. This is just an example, social media management right here, right? Well, you could do all of the work, or you can say, this is the strategy that I learned. Let me get somebody from a different country, somebody, let me give opportunity to somebody else to serve as well. So I can serve my thoughts, I can serve my processing, I can serve my intelligence, while somebody else can serve their time, right? And people want and need that opportunity. And think of this as not just like, well, I'm making people work. No, 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 no. If you post on a job right now and say, I need a website designed, you're going to have 500,000 people message you from certain places like Pakistan, Bangladesh. They'll come from India. Some of them will come from the Philippines. All these people that are searching for opportunity. And the reason why is like if you think about it, they're enslaved where they're at. They're so enslaved. Like there's not a vehicle of opportunity for them. There's not. But there is like for you. So now what you can do is you can gift that opportunity to them, those skill sets to them, and you can say, hey, if you don't know the skill sets, that's okay. Let me show you those skill sets because now your goal is the mentor. You're the mentor and you're teaching these specific individuals how to serve others. Imagine that. You're the fisherman and now you're teaching the others to fish. Eventually you're going to create your own course or your own system or your own world, I look at, and you're going to teach the fishermen to teach fishermen how to fish because you have to, once this is all done, you're going to have to create a loop or a world that it feeds itself because if it doesn't feed itself you're never going to be you're never going to be passive, you're never going to have free time, you're never going to do those specific things, you're not going to do it, right? Just not. Like even like I'll give you like an example here. Your time, this could be like your course even. right? Your knowledge, your guidance, right? We'll just put your complete guidance. We'll just do that. That's probably better. I can't spell. Let's spell there. There we go. You can say that as your complete guidance. It takes time to build courses. It takes time to build those things. It really does, right? But you can now do that. And again, what is the goal of this? The goal is to create a positive feedback loop that allows individuals to come in and bring other individuals back into your own system, and you reward those people. You give them the same opportunity that you had to build. You give them the same functionality that you had. You teach the fishermen to teach the fishermen to fish. And now it is you that give them the resources and everything that you need. This is the sole reason that we designed G-funnel. The sole reason that we came here and we have, like, again, this is our beta. The sole reason that we have it where it's an organization that people can come in, they can be protected within here. They don't need advertisement to come in and sway them. They can come in, they can access all of their tools, they can access all of their services, they can access these things. The reason that we did that is so eventually, once this is created and you build a world around it, you can copy and paste this world into somebody else's life and bless them too. Because the goal, I mean, if you look at even our quote, what is our quote? Or our phrase, channel your success, then pay it forward. But you have to learn how to channel it. That's what this whole system is. It's teaching you the ways to channel your influence and your success by leveraging processy and software to be able to generate or guide you to abundance. Once you do that, you can easily guide others to that. That's what this product C should be. It should be your journey, because the reality is this world was designed for you entirely, and people want to know who you are. That's, I mean, that takes a lot of value. That's why this should be the most expensive. That's my opinion on there, right? Now, these products can be little products here and there that now guide somebody and guide somebody and guide somebody all the way to you, right? And then what do these do? These help perform and take you into a state of wealth, a state of abundance, right? Because what is the way to get money? You have to get money from someone. You have to. That's how it works. You have a dollar. You transition that dollar based off of a value exchange to somebody else. And then once you give it to somebody else, they give it to somebody else, they give it to somebody else, they give it to somebody else, and then it comes back to you. And that $1 generated one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, all of that value. So you have, again, your value, and you have your exchange, value and exchange, those working seamlessly together. Okay. Once you see that, it's like, oh, all I have to do is serve people enough and have a focus and a desire, and I'll get that. And it's like, you got it. That's your goal cards. That's your process. That's your journey. You got it. It's that easy. But there are complexities to it. But once you learn them, everything else becomes so easy. So that being said, now let's structure this. So we have quite a few things here, right? Now what we're going to do is we just simply put a little square around them. So again, why I build in draw IO is I could come here now and I can now put a square here, right? I could arrange to back. And now what do I know this to be? I mean, I know that this specific structure is a funnel. So now I can build this within a funnel. And let's just say I can't. Let's just say, "Oh, I don't know how to build these specific things." Well, all you need is first the structure, which the structure is within the software. You jump into the lead connector software, you jump into the Flows AI software or any of these other ones, you now have your structure, right? Now, once you have your structure, like, but I need to teach trust. Well, what do you think we have like Chat GPT for? What do you think we have like these specific programs? I mean, within our tools, we have something called Team GPT. And if you clicked on Team GPT and you came into the process of Team GPT, you would realize very easily, you would realize that sure enough, right, even the post that I did today in this specific live, where did I get it from? Team GPT, right? Nothing magical, nothing anything. I just grabbed a process, I plugged it in, and I got that information. So now Can you utilize process and say, I need content? Well, utilize the tools and resources to get you content. Okay, well, I need to put a video here. What am I going to do with the video? Well, again, we're utilizing a video software right now that records called Meeting Room. You have your own dedicated meeting room that you can come in here and you can record at any time. You can save your videos at any time, and you can do live streams like we're doing right now, anytime that you want. You can also utilize the same room to speak with your clients, right? It's all there. So now you have the place where you can record your video if you need a place to record your video. So now you just need, again, let's say you're like, I don't know what to give them as a sort of value. Well, you can gain access to our PLR library, private label rights library, and you could grab one of the products that we have in there to use, right? So everything's all within, again, the tools and resources there, right? Then you could come in here and you can now structure these things accordingly, right? And now, sure enough, a funnel there. So what are you going to have for product A? Another funnel following the same structure, the exact same structure. And then what about product B? The same same exact funnel, different words, right? Different content there, maybe a different video there, but same exact. What do you have here? Same exact. Now the process is you literally, if I was building these funnels, I copy, boom, I paste. I'm not going to do it here because it'll kind of stop the process, but I copy and paste, and sure enough, like, this is it. And then I go, oh, wait, okay, okay, let me do it again. Wait. So this is now the next funnel. It's like, you got it. Wait, let me do it again. This is now product. So we did product, we did the free one. We now product A, yep, product B, yep. Now copy it again, right? And then we just simply come in here and change the variables. So now what are the variables? Whoops. What are the variables in this? So this is our free funnel. Well, now all this one is, oops, let me move that back. Product A, right? Product A, product B, right? Product C, product C. That's all this is. And then again, the how to, again, if you have resources, you can now add even a workbook and say, here's my workbook, or here's my mini course, or here's my whatever it is. And your goal is to bridge them to the sales page. That's the goal. Follows the same process, the how to, the bridge, the transition, the how to, the bridge, the transition. In this case, this is like they're buying product A, right? So they're buying product A. This one, they're getting it for free. So the only difference is the price sides, meaning your that is basically the only difference on the free side, but everything else is practically the same. Almost everything else. I mean, if you wanted to, you could even say, "Hey, if you haven't gotten my free guide, get my free guide and let's start." If that makes sense. And all you're doing is bridging it into this cell. You can do the same free guide, the same everything, bridging it. Now, all these do is connect to your stand store. Boom, boom, boom. You have here, I'll just copy this. And you basically now understand in depth, here, I'll just bring it down here. You now basically understand in depth digital marketing. Now there are some details, right? So I'll give you kind of the details so you can see the details. So this is the most details that you even need to worry about depending on the point you're at. Grab one square and we'll call this one square a Google Tag Manager. Okay. The goal of this Google Tag Manager is to be your source to tag traffic. So meaning I would say, oh, Google Tag Manager, I want to embed your code here on my stand store or our G store. I want it there. I want to embed this code on this funnel. I want to embed this code on this funnel. And on this funnel, here, I'll just put it on all these funnels. And on this one, and on this one, and on this one. Okay. That's now the goal, is to put it on here, right? All of this is basically saying, hey, Google, here's information. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to retarget these people in the future. Can you help me? And Google says, embed my code because it helps me indexed pages. It helps me organize these things because what is Google's goal? Google's goal is to organize things for their customer so they become the very best and remain to be the very best browser. That is their whole goal. So they really like it when you embed this code because it makes their job so much easier. It's basically saying, hey, Google, here's all my resources. Google says, thank you, grabs the raw code, brings it in. But what's cool though is your Google Tag Manager, you can actually come here and you say, okay, okay. So I can then add, and I'm going to zoom in. I can then add a Facebook pixel, metapixel. It's like, yep. I can then add like I want to retarget people on TikTok. So then I can add a TikTok tracking module. I'll just put tracking module. We'll call it pixel for easy sake, pixel. So again, what a pixel is, we're just going to summarize it for all of them so we can use it as a general term, even though other things have a different name. Pixel is just a segment of code that you're going to be adding to certain pages, websites, apps, whatever, for tracking purposes. And the reason for the tracking is so you can retarget people. That's the reason. Google Tag Manager makes it so you never have to come in and say, I never knew about Facebook Pixel. Crap. I now have to go and add this Facebook Pixel to all my funnels. Oh my gosh, I have 500 funnels. Google Tag Manager says, no, 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 add that to me. I'll take care of it. So as long as you add this one time, this Google Tag Manager onto your stuff, you actually never have to go to these funnels ever again if you don't ever desire and add code. You can simply add this code, these pixels here. So let's say you wanted to add a chat bot, a chat widget to all of your pages. Instead of being like, oh, okay, I have to come in and add it here and add it here. You could simply add your code, either your HTML or JavaScript. Why I'm saying JavaScript is that's usually what they're coded with. You can simply add it to your Google Tag Manager, and guess what happens? You can tell it, hey, I want it to trigger on all pages, or I want it on certain pages. You don't need to come back into these things and edit it. You can just literally edit it right here. That's the power of the Google Tag Manager. And once you understand that, then you can say, okay, okay, well, I have paid advertisement. I'm going to start paying, right? Paid advertisement. I'm going to start paying. Well, I'm going to do Facebook ads. So you want it to do Facebook ads. I'm going to do TikTok ads. So you want it to do TikTok ads. I'm going to do Google, like a display ad, or I'm going to do a Google search. Google search doesn't really work so well on these, but the retargeting does. So now what you can do is you can come in here and you can retarget, and I'll explain what retarget is. But you can come in and retarget all of those people to either come back to this specific traffic source if you desire, or any specific landing page. Meaning, if I clicked on this free offer right here, but I didn't buy from you. Oh my gosh, I didn't buy from you, right? Meaning I'm here and now you're nurturing me through emails and I just didn't buy. Well, now you can say, you know what I can do? I can make an ad pop up on Facebook that follows this person around and says, hey, thanks so much, man, or thanks so much, woman, or however you terminology. Thank you so much. You downloaded my again my lead magnet, but you never took action. What's going on? And you can now retarget those people back to your sales page. And you can build those sequences everywhere. And again, how you do it is Google Tag Manager, it's connected. You connect the specific pixels here. Once you do that, you connect your specific retargeting here. Your retargeting is going to run advertisement. So you pay for it, right? That's what these ad companies do. But now you can run Facebook ads. Facebook's good at it, but you can now run certain ads to certain people based on where they left off on a page or if they came to a page and just left. These are the people that, let's just say theoretically, you never were able to get their email. They came in to your system. They say, "Oh, I love this. I clicked here. Well, this one's asking for my first name and I put it up here, my first name and email. I'm not going to give it my first name and email. I'm just not going to do it, right? That's okay. We got you pixels. So next thing you're going to do is you're going to see my ad on Facebook and on Google and on TikTok and everywhere that you go, leading you back there. Because again, your goal on this first step is to create trust. What creates trust better than being everywhere? I don't know of anything on the digital world. If you're everywhere, people are like, this person must be legit. It must be good. Okay, okay. So I get to learn this stuff? Yes, jump on in, right? Now you can, if they did enter information, you could email them and then you could start putting ads for them. If they didn't do it, you could still get back in front of them so you're not wasting all of this traffic because again doing a live like for instance this specific live has been going on for about an hour and 40 minutes, right? This specific one. Now um, I can either say, okay, bye people, never talk to them again, right? Or I could run an ad on this. I could utilize this specific video that I'm doing, like this specific video. I can then utilize it as content. I can cut it up a million different times and put it a million different platforms everywhere so people are seeing it and drag people back into this same session and they can come and see this same quote unquote webinar and they're like, oh, I just learned digital marketing. I want these next steps. I can do all of that at the same time that I'm teaching it, right? That's where because again, your limitation is time. So now imagine you're creating a course, you're creating these systems, you're creating your journey because you're experiencing these things, right? You're building your own funnel, you're going through the pains of this because it's painful. It's so painful, but you're going through like building out your landing pages, building out the stuff. It's so painful. Now imagine if you recorded that pain and you were honest with people and you let them know, oh my goodness, this is so painful, but I found a secret to be able to do this, and you teach it. And I found a secret to be able to do this, and you teach it, and you recorded that. You tell me who wouldn't want to watch that? Because you're experiencing a journey of pain or whatever you're experiencing, that pathway, you're experiencing that path. And now you're guiding people back on the same exact path that you're experiencing. These same people that resonate with you, the same yous out there in the world, the same people that are exactly like you in your exact same situation that are feeling the exact same pain. Like this could be like, let's say you're a stay at home mom, right? You don't have the money, you don't have those things, but you're trying to support your spouse or something. Let's just say that's the situation. Who else is like that? There's so many other people that are waiting to hear your voice. There's so many people that are they need that guidance to the guru, but they're expecting or following a lot of these false prophecy. Well, who do you think would be the very best teacher? The person that is the guru that's sitting there up on their throne, sitting there and preaching how fancy their cars are and all of this stuff, or the same exact person that was the stay-at-home mom that didn't have any money that's trying to support their husband or vice versa, right? Trying to make a living that went through the system and created success and created abundance. Who is the guru? I can tell you right now, it's not the person driving the fancy cars and stuff. It's not at all. It's the person who went through the pain to do it. That's the guru. So now, if that is your course, if that is your guidance, every single person that resonates with you that follows those same steps is also going to do it too. You now built your own product, but you have to realize the hardest thing is recording the actions of what we do. That's one of the hardest things. It's being the student, the teacher, and the master all at the exact same time. That's the hardest thing to do. And again, there's so many limiting beliefs that stop us from there. But once you understand who you are, you understand the power that you have. You understand, I mean, let me break it down. I'll break this down if you understand the value, the mindset of it. Let's just say theoretically you analyze the entire universe. I know that's complex, but hear me out. You analyze every detail, every process of the entire universe. This is a big, huge thing, right? And you consolidated all of that value, right, into like a little area, right? Here's a secret. Do you know one of your cells, like the cells in your body, one of them have more process density and more value than the entire universe put together? One cell. How many cells do you have? Trillions. And not only do you have trillions of cells, but those trillions of cells are working synergistically in harmony with one another, guiding one another, helping one another, serving one another. And not only that, think about your thought. How do you gain a thought, a single thought? You have synergistic properties of everything working together, working together, working together to create one thought. That's how valuable you are. Really, that's how valuable you are. Most people, that's their limiting factor. Their limiting factor is they don't know understand how valuable they are. They feel that these gurus are going to do something, but the reality is people need help and you're the one to help them. And all of this process of everything that I'm teaching here, is it a fancy process? Can we get detailed? I can go deep. I can go deep. I will. I'll ask questions so people can go as deep as you want on any process of any system. I'll go super deep on it. Again, whatever knowledge that you desire, I will give you. Um, but the reason for this entire video, right? If you look at the title of the video, Conquering Chaos, a guided journey to abundance, right? That's the first part. And then admit, so you're in the presence of the adversary, meaning you're in the presence of the evil, you're in the presence of the chaos, you're in the presence of those things. We were able to jump into a diagram, a simple diagram with nothing. We were able to take squares. We were able to give representation to those squares, these variables. We were then able to create a story or a system or a message or a information, knowledge from squares. We're able to put that knowledge into a system. And now, if we took action on this system, we have a system that could create us abundance. We have a system that could create us success. We literally took chaos and brought order to the chaos. And this whole piece, like your journey it goes beyond, it's not just let me learn digital marketing. It's not that. Your journey is let me master myself. Let me master the things that are around me. Let me understand who I am so I can understand who others are. Let me serve others the way that I desire to be served. Let me create freely the way that I intend to create. Right. And again, I go back to that source like I shared with anyone. If you're eliminating chaos, you need to find the I am presence, meaning I am the processes in which define me. Meaning if you're just surface level and you're not building things, right, that's the processes that define you. But if you can go into the creation of things and utilize even what we gave you through these things, if you can do that, you're able to create anything that you can think, anything that you can imagine. You can solve any problem ever simply by saying, well, what is the process which defines it? Well, this is the process in which defines it. So now what's the issue? Okay, well, let's now create a solution on of squares around it to solve it. And can you do that? Why not? I just if you noticed here, we just went through deep and solved digital marketing. Right. I mean, it took us a little bit. I mean, we're on an hour and 47 minutes, but again, I jumped off tangent, right? I jumped into our software solutions. I jumped into like our platforms. I jumped into like these things where people, I mean, I jumped into those things, but the reality is, I mean, this is, yes, complex. Yes, it's not some simple, it's not very simple, but necessary. It's absolutely necessary to understand the complexity of process that you're creating, because the more that you focus on it, in a sense, the more sharpened your tool gets, the more um, knowledgeable you get, the more master, in a sense, you become. And that's just this is just a piece of it. And again, what we've done with gfunnel, my whole challenge was how do I build the world that anyone can come into to feel safe, to feel protected, that anyone can come in and work from anywhere that they ever desire and create freely. How can we do that? And that's what we've been working on, is doing that, where people can come in, they can sell their own products, they can come in, they can find opportunities, they can explore different resources, they can come into the communities and speak with the communities, they can share their affiliates, because everything has an affiliate. I mean, I jump in here and I'll just show you. Somebody wanted to share their profile, there's their affiliate referral link. They can literally be an affiliate on their own profile. And then if that person ever buys something in the future, whether it be a website that the same person sells or anything, there's an affiliate commission that's earned off of these people. And the reason that we're doing that is because we want a system that that allows people to truly serve individuals. That's why we have all the tools here. That's why we have all the system. That's why it's all tracked. Our goal is not to say, let's take all this money, yay. Like, no, no, no. It's let's give all of this, because once we create abundance and freedom, what happens? It gets scary. You start serving. That's the key. So that being said, this is my session. Again, the session on this one was designed to show you how to solve different problems. In this specific session, we again covered digital marketing. This is the simplicity aspects of it. I know that looks complex. This is simple digital marketing. Complexities go into what types of marketing do you do? How do you organize your marketing? I mean, the complexities can go deep, 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 deep. I'm going to give you one example of them so that way you have an idea of the complexity. So again, simple overview. It looks maybe complex to anyone that's new, but anyone who maybe followed the process, they're like, "Oh, that wasn't too bad." Like, hopefully that's my goal is that wasn't too bad, right? But I'll show you like a little bit more detailed on one. Let's do like this. This is a little bit more detailed on one. This is again website, Google Tag Manager. Now it's jumping into how you organize marketing. Now, again, processes can be built and built and built based off of the very thing that's happening. This right here. So this, I'll kind of give you an example without creating too much chaos, right? Marketing, you have data validation, you have places that organize specific profiles. There's specific ways that people act. Like some people are unaware of you, some people are aware of you, some people are engaging of you, all the way to how the content is managed, to the what type of marketing, all the way to again avenues, all the way to lead scoring to bring somebody to the next steps, all the way to the systems of how to perform outreach like on LinkedIn to cold email. This is confusing because there is a lot, but I want to show you how this would connect. This complexity of craziness, right? I'll just show you, is simply when somebody comes into here, right? Somebody comes into your form and it goes into the marketing module. We're just going to categorize that whole thing as marketing module. I'm going to show you the scariness. All that big stuff that I shared with you just connects right there. And it, like I said, it's crazy, right? But again, we're going through the crazy so we can organize it for you, because that's the key. If we can do the work and we can do the pain and we can do all of those things, there's a value exchange, because now it just comes down to the value exchange of time versus money, right? Some people are fortunate with money, they can spend and they can get it. Some people are fortunate with time, they can leverage their time and get it. Our goal is to try to get these systems where we're spending the time, we're spending the money, we're spending the focus of systems for you. So this way you have the outcome and you have all of this craziness organized, pre-done, everything for you right within your own system. And now you can use that system very easy. You can bring that system to other people very easy. And as we grow and as we keep on building and building and building and building, as we do those things, again, the goal is to give those things to you so we can grow unity as one. Because what are we here to do? We're here to serve one another. That's what we're here for. So, but anyways, that is my session. Any questions for me? Again, anything that I can dive into, like any questions like, okay, Cam, what is the reasons for an opt-in? How does it work? Like any psychologies on things, any hopefully I didn't give way too much where it's like, "Ah, I'm overwhelmed." That was not my intent, because there is a lot. But are there any questions? Like any questions that I can help with? Any, and this doesn't have to be with even digital marketing. This could be with anything in life. Like, because again, we do Thoughtful Thursdays, and a Thoughtful Thursday, again, today is what day? Isn't it Thursday? Isn't that weird? Isn't that so weird that we do thoughtful Thursdays on a Thursday? There's a reason for it, and I'm gonna get a little weird with you. Okay, this is the reasonings for these things. So why do I do thoughtful Thursdays? They can extend into digital marketing. They can extend into all of these different metrics. So why do I do them? This is why. Um, I feel from my analyzation in life, my analyzation through systems, my analyzation through traveling everywhere. I feel that your Thursday is the keystone to success. Most gurus and stuff will say that it is Monday. Your Monday is your money Monday. Your Monday defines the rest of your week. But let's dive in. So, have you ever had it where your Monday is the best Monday ever? And then something happens and it kind of drags down, and then it drags down, and then by the weekend you're just like so burnt out or so tired that you're like, I need to go drink, I need to go party, I need to do something to enlighten the spirit back into me. I need to do something because this is just it almost feels like drowning. It almost feels like you can't put the head above the water, right? um, why I'm saying that is because you could have the very best Monday, but you could still have a whole week that's maybe rough, right? You could have the worst Monday and you could transition your entire week too. So now why do I say that Thursday is a keystone? This is me. I feel that the actions that you take on your Thursday, they identify your weekend. And the actions that are taken to identify that weekend give you a jump start as the Monday. And for whatever reasons, our minds think that Monday is the first day, or again, however we do it, we think it's the first day of that cycle and it cycles again. Well, all you have to do is get a little bit better. So if you push yourself to get a little bit better on Thursday, whether it's a little bit more exercise, whether it's reading a book, whatever it is, just a little bit better, you're going to see how that little bit better pushes into your weekend. And maybe you'll be there again. We're live on multiple different things, but maybe it'll stop you from drinking. Now, I'm not saying that drinking's bad, but just maybe, right? It'll stop you from doing those things that you feel that it's like, I need to escape this world. Maybe it'll transition it just a little bit to say, what if it's amazing? Because you felt that little bit and you're like, you know what? I'm going to fast this weekend because I want to clean my body. I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going to change these things this weekend. I'm going to do these type of things, right? Let's just say maybe those things happen, right? What does that do for the next week? And what if you compound those Thursdays over and over and over and over again, just getting a little bit better, and it transitions to make the weekend a little bit better? You'll notice that there is going to be a stepping stone. It's the same exact process if, uh, let's say on the opposite side, let's say somebody gets overweight. Let's say somebody falls into depression. It's not just a now thing, it's an overtime thing. It's a same thing with somebody to getting in shape. It's an overtime thing. It's like if you've ever seen the analogy of water, you have water that's filled with mud and gunk and whatever, and you start pouring water into it, clean water. Eventually, stuff stirs up, eventually, and then all of a sudden that thing becomes clean, right? Purely clean, but it takes time. It's a law of manifestation. It takes a little bit of time. So now, why do I relate that to your Thursdays? Truly, I feel the Thursday identifies the week. I feel the week identifies the next cycle, we'll call it. And if you're positive on Thursday, it might also make you push all the way to your Friday, which might also make you push to your Saturday, and maybe, just maybe, you got enough done to feel like you could relax on, let's say, your Sunday or Saturday or whatever you relax on. Maybe just enough, it allowed you to feel at peace on those specific days versus burnt out. Now, if you could do that, what happens? You have a better week, better Monday. That's that transition that I'm speaking on. Okay. And that's why, for me, that's just my opinion based off analyzation. That is my opinion of Thursday, and why Thursday is one of the most valuable days to push yourself. It's one of the most valuable days to get you there. And this is why we do Thoughtful Thursday. Thoughtful Thursday can go down every avenue. In this specific avenue, it's simply problem solving. And in this specific session, again, what we were able to solve, digital marketing, digital marketing almost entirely. And that's the beauty, in a sense, of what we have. Again, so for those who don't know me, again, I'll end this session because we've been going for almost 2 hours now. My name is Cameron Garlick. Okay? I'm the owner of a solution G funnel. And my goal here has been to create a solution that protects people to create a solution that enlightens and builds people, to create a solution where they can go, they can not only feel safe, but they can freely create anything that they desire by the given tools. So they have the given tools, the given knowledge to freely create. That is the goal. The goal is to help you channel your success and pay it forward. So again, my name is Cameron Garlick. If you have any questions, if you need any help, if you need any support, always feel free to reach out. I'm here. Thanks so much.